Hey everybody, I don't know. I actually did a video earlier, but I am gonna hope that you can see this. If not, I'll just do the old one. But I got a little bit more work done, so I wanted to do a little bit more of an update. So I am in somewhat the bedroom that I just recently moved into. I'm gonna be here for a couple of years, is the plan. And I put a hole in the wall, basically. So the hole was already there. Hey Zeus. So this is my assistant who doesn't like noise. I'm with him. So I actually lay in bed and stare at this opening and have for quite some time, which gives me lots of time to think about it. So clearly you can see the outline there that shows that obviously there was wood trim at some point. So that was kind of a nice confirmation. Likewise over here you do not see that. So that was closed off. So that answers a lot of questions. I'm going to be closing off that glassed door that you see right there. That was not original. And right now I'm having to make a couple of decisions. One of the reasons why I embarked on this little journey is I'm trying to decide where to put air conditioning and heater. And there's going to be a little bit of trial and error here. I'm going to try and use the most energy efficient, least obtrusive heat and air at the beginning, and then kind of work my way up until I find comfort, I guess. So this house won't be central heat and air, at least for right now, because that just doesn't make sense with the size of the house, the way it's constructed, and how we would live in this home. I grew up in a home like that, so it can be done. I'm not too terribly weird, so just want to let everybody know that that's not really the plan. Anyway, so I opened this up, and now I have a fun puzzle. The reason why I saved this is not so I can use it somewhere else particularly, but I'm hoping that it's going to give me a little story about what was historically there. So if you look at these little pieces, you can actually see ghosting of horizontal and vertical lines of paint, and that's very similar to the trim that was here as well, right? So I'm hoping we'll see what happens. Y'all keep your fingers crossed. There was, I believe, a historic wall here. Obviously, that's not it. Those were probably, I don't know, 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s doors. And yes, for a little bit of a chuckle, those are two side-by-side doors into the same closet. As far as I can tell, there was never like a dissected closet or anything like that. So I don't know what was going on, but we're going to take that lovely feature out. But I have heard conflicting stories from my mom and my cousin, who both lived here, talking about, I know that there's some sort of a passageway that went between all three bedrooms on this side of the house, and that there were windows and doors into it, but I don't know what they look like, and it's very hard to kind of make that up. And look at him, just being as cute as could be. So, anyways, I am hoping that this is going to reveal a pattern for me to be able to figure that out. So that's what I'll be doing this evening. I'm going to get a little bit cleaned up and put a movie on and work through my pieces and hope that this answers a lot of questions. It does make sense that if you were up here on the second floor doing some demolition, you would just take the pieces out and reuse them somewhere else convenient. So let's hope that that's what it was. Okay, so this is one of two closets that they put in. In the 80s, 90s, I guess 2000s, they put a lot of closets into this house. Back then there weren't a lot of closets, and I don't even think I need that many closets, but I'm going to have a dressing room, so I'm really excited about that. What they would have done historically is they would have had wardrobes, and they just didn't need that many closets, because in history, I won't say that we're materialistic, because I love my shoes, and I have no issue with having, that's just a few of my shoes. So I have no shame. But back then, maybe you had a couple of pairs of shoes, and then a little bit of changes for winter versus summer, and that was kind of it. So they just didn't need that much storage. Likewise, historically, and I don't know if this happened in Kearns or not, but it's kind of well known that historic homes were actually taxed at one point on the number of closets. So you would see houses built without closets, and only wealthy homes would have had closets. This was a very wealthy family in Kearns. They actually have some books that we were able to keep, I guess, the first time that the family left the house. And so I have those. I have forgotten to share that with you guys, but hopefully on a day when I just don't have much energy, I can sit down and just kind of walk through some of those books. I am looking into what I need to do as far as preservation of those books, but really kind of neat because you can see some notes between the tallies, and that was what they shared as gifts, and that's what wealthy people were able to do back then. But they still didn't have big, huge closets like this. So I'm not totally sure what the purpose of this was, so I got to figure that out. But I know I don't need all this, so we're taking it all out. The other thing I wanted to do is I want to investigate these walls from the back end side, because it might allow me, if there was already sort of an opening, maybe I could have gone in and just rewired everything where it was already open. And then of course I would be able to confirm, hopefully, that there was a wall here. I might do a little bit of demo on the other side just to be sure. And then I was hoping that the floor would give me, or maybe the ceiling, a little bit more of a hint as well. Unfortunately, somebody came in and they actually tried to refinish this floor, but they never finished the job. So they came in and they sanded pretty harshly. And you guys, you can't refinish floors constantly. You can only do it a couple of times, and then the floor is just ruined because they're tongue and groove, and so you wear down a layer of that wood every time you do that. So they came in and they sanded it down, and then they just stopped. They didn't even do a great job sanding, but they stopped, and then they didn't protect it when they did more renovation. So I'm going to try as much as I can to gently clean this without doing any additional damage to the floor. But this may be a longer term project. The good news is it's the floor, and that's kind of nice. It's one of the last things that you could do. So anyways, kind of a mess, but unfortunately there are no lines that I can see that I was hoping for to be able to kind of tell me that, oh, the floor was here, and this is inside, and this is the outside. I think there was actually sort of a balcony, sleeping porch kind of situation going on here, but who knows? So these are the last wood pieces of Kim's closet. Hi, Kim. So if you'd like your closet back, you're good. So I have a little bit more to haul out. I was not thrilled with making more mess after I just kind of gotten some things clean, but we're moving forward and making progress, so I'm really excited about that. I'll be able to get some insulation in here for this winter, so I'll be a little bit more comfortable, and I'm super excited to be able to wire things here pretty soon. So anyways, you guys take care. I'm going to clean up and then hang out with Zeus. He's cleaning up already. And you guys have a really great Saturday. I'll talk to you Sunday.